Lovely. Well, welcome everybody, and thank you for attending this virtual meeting of my Decision Day, Executive Member for Commercial Strategy, Human Resources and Performance. It's being webcast on YouTube via the County Council website. In terms of announcements, I've got some really good news announcements to make. I'm delighted to announce that the County Council has been successful with a number of bids into the government's public sector decarbonisation scheme, which is close to the heart of all councillors. This initiative was announced by the Prime Minister in the summer of 2020, and it's to both reduce carbon emissions and stimulate the green economy during the pandemic. The Council's Property Services Department has been awarded £26.95 million for two major programmes of work. Now, almost £27 million is big money, to fit double glazing to schools and corporate buildings, together with a large number of photovoltaic arrays on the council's schools. This funding is very welcome and enables us to accelerate the work that we've been doing for the past decade to reduce our emissions and also save money on energy costs. It also supports the Council's declaration of a climate emergency, which was made in 2019. The programmes will be added to the 2021 capital programme and is required to be delivered at speed during 2021 to meet the criteria set by the government. In fact, I think one of the reasons why we were able to win on this is that Steve had a number of off-the-shelf schemes which could be presented for grant funding application. In addition, we've just heard that a further £2.7 million of funding has been secured to undertake oil to gas conversion in corporate buildings. These approvals came too late for inclusion in this decision day, but will be added to the recommendations to Cabinet and full Council at the February meeting. So to everyone who was concerned with those, I think on behalf of all the members, that's a big well done. I see Adrian nodding his head and putting his thumb up. Anybody want to add to that from the officers? No? Okay. Deputations, I haven't received any requests for making deputations. So we'll move on to the first key decision, which is Property Services Commercial Decision Report, which is on pages 3 to 8. And I'll just bring that up now. Who would like to speak to this?
That's me, Chairman. I have nothing to add since your briefing.
Righto, let's see if I can just bring that up. The decisions, the recommendations are on page 3 and set out in paragraph 2. I've had a briefing on this, so I'm very happy to approve those recommendations.
Thank you, Chairman.
Sorry?
I was just saying thank you, Chairman.
Oh, thanks, Steve. The next one is non-key decisions, and we have the revenue budget report for culture, communities and business services on pages 9 to 26. Is that Rob?
No, it's me. Well, me, I think.
I don't.
Yeah, please carry on.
Far away.
So I've got nothing to add to this report as you were briefed, Councillor Reid.
Okay, I'm just bringing that up on my screen. The recommendations are set out on page 9 in paragraphs 2 and 3. So I'm very happy to approve those recommendations as well. We now come on to the CCBS Capital Programme, and they're pages 27 to 52. Do we have anything to add from the briefings I've received?
Nothing, Chairman, and your announcement made specific reference to the decarbonisation grant, which is included in this report, so thank you.
Thank you. The recommendations are on page 27, and they're set out in paragraphs 2 to 9, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So if there's nothing to add, I am happy to approve those recommendations. And we move on to grant funding to culture and community organisations in Hampshire on page 53. Would anyone like to speak to this one?
So I've got nothing to add, Councillor Reid, but just to remind that this is a grant that would normally have been taken by Councillor Heron, but he declared an interest and so requested that you put it to your decision day, which is a slightly new process for the County Council in terms of it coming to a full formal decision day of another executive member.
But a safe process, I think.
Yes.
Well, I've read this paper and haven't been able to find any way in which I have a conflict of interest. So I'm pleased to approve this recommendation on page 27, set out in paragraphs 2 to 9 in the agenda pack. Right, we move on then to exclusion of the press and public. And just in case anyone is watching, we've got some property services asset decisions which are taken in confidential. So the webcast will now end and any members of the public in the meeting will be excluded during the following items, as it's likely in view of the nature of the business to be transacted that if the members of the public were present, then there could be a disclosure to them of exempt information. So if we could just switch off, please, the webcast.